any problems. Time to board the LCCA excursion. That's it, step on up. Last call for the LCCA excursion. The LCCA excursion is now departing. Time to board the LCCA excursion.
You can see some of the maroon metallic paint here. This is really a nice touch.
All aboard the LCCA excursion. All aboard. All aboard, all aboard.
Welcome back to another CLRC review. Today I'll be looking at the new Aberdeen Carolina and Western's new E9A engines, 101 and 103. In the July 2003 LCCA convention, Deb and I were able to ride the train in the dome car and join the company of many members of the LCCA and the Lionel team. These engines are listed in the Lionel 2003 catalog on page 36 and 37. And I also was able to get the dome car and the two diner cars. And I'm Herb Coach with the Chicagoland Lionel Railroad Club. The Aberdeen Carolina and Western Railway Company is a short line railroad operating in south central North Carolina, serving businesses in Aberdeen westward to Charlotte and eastward to Gulf. The company was incorporated in 1987. Commodities carried by the railroad are lumber and forest products, grain and agricultural products, plastics, building materials, propane gas, and solid rock products. The ACWR runs near the largest stand of hardwood in the Carolinas and has access to numerous industrial sites along its lines. Since its inception, the ACWR has upgraded more than 30 miles of its track with 132-pound continuous welded rail to manage today's larger capacity freight cars. The ACWR has connections with 4 railroads: CSX, Norfolk Southern, Aberdeen and Rockfish, and Winston-Salem southbound. The E9 is a 2,400 horsepower diesel locomotive built by EMD of LaGrange, Illinois between April 1954 and January 1964. 100 cab-equipped A units were produced and 44 cabless booster B units, all for service in the United States. The E9 was a 10th and last model of EMD E units and differed from earlier E8s as built only by the newer engine and a different flusher fitting mounting for the head glass, the latter being the only visible difference. Since some E8s were fitted with this, it is not a reliable way to distinguish the two. The E9 has two 1,200 horsepower, 895 kilowatt V12 model 56.7C engines, each engine driving one generator to power 2 traction motors. The E9 powered American passenger and mail trains from the 1950s to the late 1970s. Many of America's finest trains, such as the Union Pacific's City Fleet, Burlington's Zephyr Fleet, and Southern Pacific Railroad's Coast, Daylight, and Sunset Limited, had E9s pulling them. As America's passenger train network shrank due to unprofitability, Union Pacific, Rock Island, and Illinois Central began using E9s on freight trains. Note, the E8 was a 2,250 horsepower passenger train locomotive. Aberdeen, Carolina, and Western Railroad at a glance. It has 160 miles of track and 13 locomotives. Howard Hitchcock has joined us on the observation car, sharing his thoughts with the rest of the members.
We're going to visit the train.
It is gorgeous. It's worth walking and checking it out.
We are in golf country now.
Wow.
Engine inspection. The first impression of this engine is how the colors of yellow and maroon really complement each other. And then you can see the Aberdeen, Carolina, and Western logo right up front. That is a beautiful logo. The front coupler does a good job of uncoupling. You got some clear 103 in front, and I like the light and the Mars light. When the engine is reversed, the two lights turn off and you can clearly see the running lights. What a nice logo. In the corner here you can see the nice louvers and the reverse running lights, so when the engine has those on, you know it's at the back of the train. Also like these grab rails. Notice these grab rails, they go from the bottom of the engine all the way to the top and to the face of the engine so that they can wash the windows. The front streak goes real nice past the portholes. The Aberdeen, Carolina, and Western stripe really highlight this engine's name. On the top of the engine you can see where the grab handles are going up onto the roof. A nice cluster of horns. On top here you have the fans for the radiators, the smokestack, the cast-in detail, some grab rings for maintenance, a nice big radiator fan, another smokestack, and a few more radiator fans. To get your engines to smoke, all you have to do is put smoke fluid in either one of the smokestacks. Not only do the fans on top of the radiators look good, they also are allowed to spin. Let's see if we can get some of these to spin. Put a little air on them. You could really get some good spinning going. I like this big plumbing here. I really don't know what it goes for, but it is kind of cute. In the back you have the steam generator vents. To get at the controls of the engine, lift up the steam generator cover. You have the run program, you have Bluetooth, you have smoke, you have signal sounds, and you have dialogue sounds. On the auxiliary engine, which is also a powered engine, but no sounds, you have the smoke on off, the Bluetooth on off, and the run program switch. On the front of the back engine, the grab rails go all the way on the hood to the other side, to the fireman's side, and the grab rails on top carry over like in the front engine. You can really see the logo here in its full glory with the bottom light not being on this engine. That is a nice feature. So the 101 engine has one light and the 103 engine has two lights. The bottom running light and the top Mars light. And the coupler is activated by uncoupling the rear of the engine. So this set can be run with one number. The front acts as the front engine and the rear engine couples with the front engine going in reverse, and the uncoupler is then uncoupled from the rear with the rear coupler button. When the engine is running with its headlights, it has ditch lights that when you press the whistle, the ditch lights oscillate. This makes this engine a modern engine, okay to run on today's track. Getting underneath the engine, looking from the front to the back, you have the uncoupler, the front pilot, You have an idle axle here, the pickup rolls. And then you have where the power is. You can see all the gearing here. You have the center axle, and then you have the axle closest to the speaker, which also has the rubber tires, and another pickup roll. Nice air tanks, good speaker. You have your engine sensor. You have another air tank going to the back truck. You can see the gears on the axle closest to the speaker. Also has the rubber tires. The center axle, which is also powered, and then the idler front axle and the dummy rear coupler, which couples on to the back A unit. Let's take some measurements. The measurement from the knuckle to the knuckle is 18.5 inches. The measurement from the body end to the body front is 17.25 inches. The pickup rolls travel over 13 inches to 13.25 inches, and that gives you plenty of distance to easily clear switches. The Aberdeen Carolina and Western E9 comes with quite a few sounds. Let's go through some of the sounds for the horn. I kind of like that harmonic sound the best. Let's try the bell. Kind of gets higher pitches. Ooh, now we're going lower pitches. I like this bell the best. We are now ready to take our engine out to the road. First thing we have to do is make sure we have enough fuel. So let's get fueling by pressing the reset button. We're going to need a lot of fuel for these engines. That should do it. So now we want to make sure that we use our sequence control with aux 1, and this will give us whistle and sound announcements throughout our trip. So let's move on. And that bell is automatic now.
Engine to tower. Train is rolling. Over. Copy. The lead is yours. Dispatch route.
And I was able to get these cars along with the engine from the 2023 catalog.
Dispatch, this is the engine. Just knocked down the signal at 17.4. Is it clear to come on in? Over. Copy that. You're clear into the yard. Dispatch out. Yard office. Are we still clear all the way? Over. Yep, all clear ahead. Out.
Well, fans, these Aberdeen, Carolina, and Western E9s double set 2As are big pullers. So I wanted to see how far I could go. So I put 20 cars behind these engines. And it's pulling it like a charm.
Dispatch, this is the engine. Just knocked down a signal at 17.4. Is it clear to come on in? Over. Copy that. You're clear into the yard. Dispatch out.
Alright, finally clear the yard limit. Let's get up to track speed.
Nice to see these engines really crank out and be able to take all of these cars.
Governor, come out. Get ready to hoop up the trailers. Heavy restriction on the curve overhead. Batteries are off. Glad we topped off the sand. These wet rails are making a mess of our schedule.
So 19th car, 20th car. What pulling power these engines have. Let's see if the Lion Chief app works with this engine set of 2 locomotives. So we'll get to the Lion Chief. Well, that comes up. So now let's see if we can get an engine connected. There's the one we want. That's the 103. Well, let's see if it pulls. Look at that. It pulls. And its double A's mate works. Both engines go together. That's a nice feature. So we know the horn works. The front uncoupler works. Let's see if we can get the rear uncoupler to work. Look at that, the rear uncoupler worked great. Let's get it all connected again. This is really nice that both engines work together. Let's see, voice activated. Nice engine. Go forward.
Going to slow speed.
Stop.
Stopping engine.
Forward.
Going forward.
Reverse.
Going in reverse.
Slow speed.
Going to slow speed.
I guess you just gotta know the right command and then it performs. Stop.
Stopping engine.
It's nice to see that both of these engines work as a team in the Lion Chief app.
slide down and mark it off. Out.
Thank you for watching the Chicagoland Lionel Railroad Club review. This is Herb Coach. Another day done. Over and out.